In this video, I'm going to share with you my experience with Mavenclad Year 2, Week 6. I'm Jen DeTracey. I'm the founder of Women Thriving with MS. I have completed all of the tablets for Mavenclad. In fact, it's kind of funny because one of these boxes was not in the right way when I was trying to take out my tablets the first day of week 5. And I was like, what's going on here? But you know, when you get to the point of year 2, you become a pro. Can you relate? See here, I want to show you my cards too. These are the cards that have the information for the 5 days. So that's all complete and I feel good about that. But I have to say, it hasn't been a perfect journey. I don't want to paint it like tra-la-la. Because the reality is there has been some challenges for me along the way. I just want to backtrack for a moment to talk about the week 5 experience. As you may know, if you've watched any of the other videos I've done on Mavenclad, particularly year 2, you will know that I take my tablets in the morning time at breakfast. And I do that because I can't sleep at night if I do it at dinner time. And you probably heard that 100 times if you've watched all my other videos. The point is that meant getting up earlier than I normally do and getting into the kitchen and making breakfast. So the first week I realized I had to pre-prep my breakfast in advance because there was no way that I was going to be able to manage my breakfast and getting it into my body by 8 o'clock in the morning because I had to get up and use the bathroom and get everything ready. And I like to drink a large glass of water even before I take my tablets. I like to hydrate because Mavenclad can really dehydrate you. I was very thirsty during that time. I'm doing much better now. I'm on week 6, so I've passed that part of things. And so I want to tell you some of the things that I ate during my breakfast times. I made pancakes the night before. So that was super easy because I just heated them up in the oven in the morning, put my almond butter on them, and I was good to go. And the reason why I like almond butter is peanut butter is not great for MS. There are some scientific studies that maybe it's like a legume, and for some people that's not great. And I do have sensitivity to legumes like beans and stuff like that. So better to be on the almond butter side, plus I love the taste. The second day I had raisin toast. So I have this gluten-free raisin bread. I took it out the night before out of the freezer, and I have just a toaster oven. I don't really eat toast very often, and I know it's kind of got some junk in it, but I just needed to get something into my body fast. So I had 4 slices of that. They weren't huge, but enough to fill my stomach. And again, I put almond butter on. When you put protein on something, you are protecting your gut more. And that's the thing. You want to have something hearty in your belly before you eat. That was important to me. And then the next day I had made oatmeal in the past. This time I pureed the oatmeal in my supersonic Vitamix blender with water the night before and let it sit, and it cooked up very quickly the next day. In fact, I almost burned a pot. It kind of looked like oat milk, but then when I started cooking it, it all started sticking to the bottom, and I needed to put it in another pot just to save that one from burning and not eat burnt food, which is not great. So I had a mix of different things. Sometimes I'll eat rice cakes, that kind of thing. And I'll have a banana as well, just to get something else in my system, because that's kind of substantial too. So eating heartily is important because I have found that one thing that has been consistent with Mavenclad is I've had stomach burning. And actually it was interesting between the time that I finished week 1 and the time that I started week 5. I had burning almost every morning in my stomach and sometimes throughout the day, and I had a lot of gas, like Bloating, like sort of built up air, burping, farting. You know, there was a lot of physical discomfort that way, and occasionally, not too bad, but occasionally I did have nausea. And even now, some mornings when I wake up, day 6 or week 6, pardon me, I have some nausea, and sometimes I have burning. So a few days after taking my last dose in week 5, I felt exhausted. I started on the Sunday morning, and worked till Thursday. And Friday, the Friday that I just had last week, I was completely exhausted. And on Saturday, I just rested for most of the day. I don't always think Monday to Friday is perfect or ideal, at least not for me. I do want to have one day on the weekend that I can rest when I'm taking the tablets. And I actually like the idea of finishing on a Thursday. And I'll tell you, I felt pretty darn happy when I finished that last tablet. However, leading up to week 5, I still noticed that I had some anxiety. I didn't think I would, but I was quite anxious. I just wanted to get it over with. I'm sure that you can relate if you've been through year 1, or if you're starting year 1 or starting year 2, or if you haven't started, you might find that there is some anxiety. In fact, I had a woman that commented on that. She was surprised that she had anxiety in year 2 before even starting the medication, just like I did. I think it's normal. You've got some anticipation. You know it's going to have an impact on your life, positive, but also the side effects and the lowering of your immune system over a big chunk of period of time. So it's understandable, right? That's normal to have that. It's how you deal with it, right? So now I don't have anxiety, but I must say that over the last, I guess, almost 6 weeks now, I have felt a little less focused, a little more lethargic. And I'm not saying lazy, and that could be a number of things. It's not necessarily just the medication. I've had some changes happen in my life that I've needed to deal with and make decisions around. I had the anniversary of my father's death, so there can be a variety of things happening in your life. Good to notice what those are so that you can kind of separate a little bit of that out from Mavenclad, so it's not like Mavenclad has done this to me. And I do feel very emotional. I have had some good cries. I can feel sadness working through my system. And I'm just conscious of that. And I'm curious to what extent that maybe Mavenclad might be what I would call heightening my emotions, particularly around the sadness. So notice that. Pay attention. Do you feel like your emotions, maybe you're feeling a little upset about something, or sad, or worried, or happy? Is it heightening your emotions in some way? Do you feel more sensitive? From reading through the Mavenclad for MS Facebook group, the big one, back in the beginning days, I did see people say that they were having emotional disruption. Maybe they were more angry or upset or more sensitive during their first year of Mavenclad. So be aware of that, because when you have that consciousness, then you can deal with it. Like maybe I might need to just be alone for a little while. Find strategies to take care of yourself so you can navigate the treatment as best possible for you. So now I notice that I am experiencing some fatigue, some lethargy, so I'm giving myself some latitude to be okay about that. I'm also pushing myself in some ways to continue doing things. So for example, last week I did not clean the bathroom and it was looking pretty grotty. And this morning I said, okay, I made a commitment to do it this week. I'm going to get it done. And I feel better as a result of that. Yay, I cleaned the bathroom. It doesn't look grotty anymore. In terms of effects that I'm having now in week 6, I would say I'm still having some stomach burning. I have had a lot of sinus kind of headaches and discomfort that's more than normal. I've needed to take double Tylenol with a extra strength Advil to kind of punch through it. And that I've had to do for a couple of days. I need to rest a bit more. And I'm really pushing myself to get out and get exercise. Where I live, it is, it's very cold. The sun hasn't been out as much as normal, which may be affecting my mindset. So when the sun comes out, I get out and I get out for a walk. I get the fresh air. And I'm still working part-time, so I need to be able to manage that as well. But I find the walking is really, really good. It's probably good for my stomach and my stomach discomfort, as well as, of course, my mental health. So other than the headaches and kind of the inflammation around my head and the, not stomach aches, but burning, like kind of a burning in my stomach. That comes and goes now. Now that I've been off the tablets for Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and now Tuesday, so like 5 days, it's off and on, but it's not as intense as it was. And of course, my stomach's like a little whacked out in terms of my regularity and stuff that's going on. I'm still feeling that bloating in my body, but it has reduced a little bit since I stopped taking the tablets. So less burping, less gassiness in my bowels. But you know, I can feel it. It's a bit uncomfortable. So this is what I want to share with you today. I will come back on after I have done my first round of blood work. I'm still waiting for my MS nurse to send me the paperwork for that, and I will email her today and remind her that I need it. I believe that in a few weeks I will need to have my blood work, and the key with where I live is I need to book my appointment in advance, sometimes up to 2 weeks to a month. So this is why I'm chomping at the bit to get that in place. I suppose I could already book the appointment, but I'm not 100% sure exactly the date that I need to have my blood work done. So that's what I want to verify with the MS nurse. Again, I'm Jen DeTracey, founder of Women Thriving with MS. I hope that you like not only the videos on Mavenclad, but some of the other stuff that I've done. I've done that for you from the bottom of my heart, and I created the Mavenclad series so far for year 1 and year 2 because there wasn't really anything out there. So I was in the forefront before a whole people start to do it. And I'm glad that people are documenting on video. I think it's so important to share with others. So good luck with your journey with Mavenclad, and if you haven't decided whether to take it or not, definitely check out the Mavenclad for MS Facebook group. See what other people are saying and their experiences. I think it'd be a great resource for you. All right, I'll see you later. Bye now.